Have you ever felt the need to hide away your true self because you were afraid of being judged? What if embracing your vulnerability could be the key to unlocking your full potential and fostering genuine connections? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to HPTV channel. In today's video, we are going to be exploring a topic that's both challenging but also incredibly rewarding, and that is vulnerability. Because in a world that often values strength and resilience above all else, embracing your vulnerability can sort of feel almost counterintuitive. But yet, it's through vulnerability that we uncover our true selves and open the door to genuine growth. So let's dive in and discover how we can unleash our authentic selves and embrace growth through vulnerability. It starts with understanding vulnerability. Vulnerability is the willingness to show up and be seen, even when there are no guarantees. It means letting down our guard and being honest about our fears, about our weaknesses, about our uncertainties. Far from being a sign of weakness, vulnerability is a profound act of courage. It is the foundation for authentic connections, for creativity, but also for personal growth. An example would be my client, Jane. She is a project manager who always portrayed a facade of confidence to the outside world. And she never admitted to any doubts or asked for help because she was afraid that it would make her appear incompetent. However, during a particularly challenging project, she decided to open up to her team about her concerns and asked them for their input. And this act of vulnerability not only strengthened her relationship with her team, it also led to the innovative solutions that she couldn't have achieved alone. So that brings us to the power of embracing your vulnerability, because that has numerous benefits. The first of which is deeper connections. Now, when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite other people to do the same. And this creates an environment of trust, of intimacy, and this helps to foster deeper and more meaningful relationships. Take another client of mine, Mark, a senior executive who started sharing personal stories during team meetings. His openness encouraged others to share their own experiences, leading to a more cohesive and supportive team dynamic. The second is enhanced creativity. Because vulnerability encourages us to take risks and also to explore new ideas. It is the birthplace of creativity and innovation, as it allows us to step out of our comfort zones and embrace the unknown, no matter how scared it is. And this is the story of my client, Lisa, a freelance graphic designer who always stuck to safe design choices because she wanted to avoid criticism. When she began experimenting with bold, unconventional ideas despite her fear of failure, her work became more innovative and she received higher praise from her clients and more referrals, leading to more clients and more income. The third is personal growth. And by acknowledging our vulnerabilities, we help understand ourselves better because it promotes self-awareness and personal growth as we learn to accept our imperfections while at the same time building our resilience. I take Tom, a friend of mine who is a web designer. He used to avoid tasks that he found challenging, but by confronting his fear of failure and taking on difficult projects and difficult clients, he not only improved his skills, but also gained confidence in his abilities. The fourth is improved mental health. And by being open about our struggles, we reduce our feelings of isolation and shame. It also encourages us to seek support and to cultivate a sense of belonging, which is essential for mental well being. Emma, another client of mine who is a freelance writer, felt very isolated working from home by herself, never really interacting with coworkers, seeing anybody. And she joined a writers group, and by sharing her challenges, she found supportive people in a supportive community that helped not only alleviate her loneliness, but it also boosted her morale and helped her overcome some of the challenges that had been keeping her stuck for months. And this is a big part of the why I created my solutions community. And so if you're interested in that, the link will be below this video. So I also want to give you some practical steps that will help you to embrace your vulnerabilities. And it starts with acknowledging your fears and your insecurities. And you need to start by identifying areas in your life where you feel vulnerable. And this could be in your relationships, personal, professional, family. It could be in your career, it could be in your business, it could be in your personal growth and development. But you need to acknowledge these feelings without judgment. And a good tip for this is to keep a journal or do it on your phone with the notes app or something, and document your thoughts and feelings about vulnerability. So when you do this, you can then go back to them, revisit them later, and then reflect on these entries so that you can understand and accept your vulnerabilities better over time. Another thing is to practice self-compassion. I cannot state how important it is to be kind to yourself. And you need to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. And for most of us, this is very difficult. When you experience setbacks or make mistakes, instead of berating yourself or being hard on yourself or talking down to yourself, remind yourself that making mistakes is part of being human. So a tip here would be to develop a self-compassion mantra, such as, I am good enough, or it's okay to make mistakes. And then repeat it whenever you feel self-critical. Or come to me and let me teach you an EFT technique that will help you overcome this in minutes. Another important step is to share your story. Open up to someone you trust about your experiences and your challenges. And if you feel like you don't have anybody like that in your close friends, family environment, then please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And it doesn't have to be even to hire me as a coach. It can be that you want to be part of our community, because we are all about being there for each other and supporting each other and helping us through difficult times. And that doesn't have to be a really high investment. There are options, but you won't find out until you start reaching out and talking and asking for help, start sharing your story. And this might be a really big step for you right now. I don't know where you are at your journey. So maybe you need to start by sharing small and sharing less daunting aspects of your vulnerability, and then sort of gradually build up to the more significant issues as your comfort level increases. At big why I offer these free consultations, so that you can get to know me personally a little bit better before you decide anything. Another step is to take small risks. And you need to challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone, but in small ways, because if you don't, then you will run into your protection mechanism that will keep you stuck in your comfort zone, no matter how miserable you may be there. But if you do it in little steps, small ways, and you learn how to appease this protection mechanism, then you can get out of your comfort zone and you can, for instance, start speaking up in a meeting, or maybe trying out a new hobby, or expressing your feelings more openly without fear or shame or guilt. So, my tip here would be to create some sort of comfort zone challenge list where you write down some small risks that you are prepared to take. Things that might make you feel, ooh, but not, haha, if you get what I mean. And then check them off as you accomplish each one. The fifth would be to reflect and learn. Take time to reflect on your experiences of vulnerability. What did you learn about yourself? How did it impact your relationships? How did it impact your personal growth? And then use these insights to continue evolving. A tip here would be to schedule regular self reflection sessions, such as monthly reviews to assess your progress and make adjustments as needed. Another thing I want to be addressing is embracing vulnerability in the workplace, because I know a lot of you are still stuck in your 9 to 5, probably afraid of stepping out in venturing in starting a new business. But even if you already have a business, then these tips will still be valuable to you, because it starts with leading by example. As a leader, you need to model your vulnerability by sharing your own challenges and uncertainties. And as a coach or a healer, you can also use this when you want to connect with your clients, not because you love talking about yourself, but because you can make it relatable, or maybe you can illustrate your point by using an example that comes from your life, which will then also help your client open up, because you are being vulnerable with them, so they feel more comfortable being vulnerable with you. And doing this sets the tone for you and for your team or for your clients, and also encourages other people to do the same. So, in business, for instance, you can start team meetings with a highs and lows segment where everyone, including leaders and team members, share their recent successes and challenges. And in my community, I always start with how was everybody's week? How was everybody doing? And then talking about it, but I also talk about my week and the things that are going on with me in my life, because I'm not any better than anybody in my community. I might just be a little bit further along the journey, which helps me help you, but that doesn't make me better or different. And so this vulnerability really helps in connecting with other people. And that brings me to my second point: encourage open communication. You need to create a safe space, being it for team members or for clients or for customers, where they feel safe to express their thoughts and their feelings. And this means that you need to encourage open dialogue, but also actively listen to their concerns. So, a tip for this would be to implement regular check ins or anonymous feedback systems to gauge the team's comfort level or your client's comfort level. Or I often do this after I did a workshop or a course. I send them an anonymous survey to see what they thought of it and what they might want to improve upon it, because we need feedback in order to improve. And it's not criticism, it's constructive feedback to make you even more wonderful than you already are. And this brings me to my third point. You need to celebrate your failures. And you need to shift the narrative around failure by celebrating it as a learning point, a learning opportunity. I highlight stories of innovation that emerged from setbacks and mistakes. Uh, if you are a coach or a mentor, then you can use your own examples, or if you feel comfortable, you can use client examples like I've been doing in this video. I do change their names because I respect their privacy, but the examples are real, and I include them so that you know you're not alone and that there are more people going through it. And I hope that it makes it easier for you to understand what I'm trying to convey. A tip would be maybe create a failure wall or another anonymous way where team members, community members, workshop members can share their failures and what they learned from them, promoting a culture of growth and learning. And the last one is to provide support. Offering support and resources for employees, team members, clients, customers to develop their emotional intelligence and resilience. And this could include workshops or additional coaching or access to mental health resources or other resources that you've created. And that's why the members in my solutions community, the paid members, get access to a lot of my resources because I want them to succeed in life. So by embracing vulnerability, it allows us to connect with our authentic selves. And that allows us to unlock our full potential. But it requires courage, it requires self compassion, and it requires a willingness to embrace the unknown. But by acknowledging our fears and our insecurities, and by practicing self compassion and taking these small risks that we talked about, we can cultivate deeper connections, enhance our creativity, and foster personal growth. So, both in the workplace as well as in business, as well as your personal life, don't forget that. Vulnerability can lead to a more collaborative and innovative culture, relationships, connections where everybody feels valued and they feel supported. As we continue on this journey, let us remember that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but I think it's a testament to our strength and our authenticity. So, what are your thoughts on embracing vulnerability? How has embracing your vulnerability impacted your personal or your professional life? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you are looking to delve deeper into the practice of vulnerability and need guidance on your journey, I'm here to help. Book a free consultation with me to explore how we can work together to embrace vulnerability and to unlock your full potential. Additionally, if you're seeking a supportive community of like minded people on a similar path, a similar journey, then consider joining the Solutions of the Soul community. Because together we can learn, grow, and support each other in embracing our authentic selves and living our best lives. The link to do so is in the description below this video. While you're at it, don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to the channel, to hit the bell, and to share it with others who might find it helpful too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here today with me. And I'll see you again in another video.